buttercup, you're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.
All right, so let's get into the holiday spirit a little bit.
Okay.
We're talking Taylor Swift, Christmas trees, and wait for it. Praying mantises.
Praying mantises.
That's right.
Wow.
Today's deep dive is going to be looking at a recent article from the Mirror US.
Okay.
It revealed Taylor Swift's first ever job.
Oh, cool.
Way back when, before she was selling out stadiums. She was working on her family's Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania.
That's interesting.
But she wasn't making wreaths or stringing lights or anything.
Oh.
She was on a very special mission.
Oh, wow. What was that?
Her job
Okay.
was to inspect the trees for praying mantis egg sacs before they were shipped off to families.
Oh.
I know what you're thinking.
Okay.
Praying mantis egg sacs on Christmas trees.
Who would have thought?
What is the deal with that?
Right.
What do those even look like?
Oh, so
Paint us a picture.
I can definitely try picture this like a brown walnut-sized clump.
Okay.
Almost like a hardened pine cone. They're not super noticeable, but each sack can hold anywhere from 100 to 200 baby praying mantises.
Oh my gosh.
Just waiting to hatch.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but I can imagine the surprise if they decided to make their debut in someone's living room on Christmas morning.
Hundreds of tiny praying mantises just running around. That would not be on my Christmas list.
Right.
So did this happen often?
Well,
did Taylor find a lot of these?
You know, we don't have the exact stats on her success rate.
Okay.
But it was clearly a big enough concern for them to have her check in every single tree.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a lot of trees.
And, you know, this wasn't just like a random chore her parents made up.
Right.
It was actually pretty crucial for the business.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if people start hearing about Christmas trees coming with a bonus, few hundred baby praying mantises, that's not good for business.
Definitely not.
So how did Taylor feel about this pretty unusual first job?
Well, lucky for us, she talked about it in a 2014 interview with Esquire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and as you might expect, she had some pretty insightful and funny things to say about it.
All right. What did she say?
Well, she talked about how growing up on the farm kind of instilled in her this unnatural level of excitement for fall and the holiday season.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a job. It was like her childhood.
Exactly.
It was her family's tradition.
It's really different from like the glamorous world that she lives in now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Did she talk about her family at all?
She did. She mentioned her dad, who was a stockbroker by trade. He ran the tree farm as more of a passion project.
Oh.
She talked about him waking up at the crack of dawn to mow the fields on his tractor. Sounds like a real family affair.
You can practically hear those like warm, fuzzy feelings in her song Christmas Tree Farm, which she released a few years back.
Right.
I wonder if those early mornings with her dad maybe inspired some of the lyrics.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. You know, she doesn't mention the praying mantises specifically.
Right. But the song is full of that same like cozy, nostalgic feeling that she described in the interview. But getting back to the mantis mission, Taylor actually said, and I quote, "Mine was picking the praying mantis pods off of the trees, collecting them so that the bugs wouldn't hatch inside people's houses."
Whoa.
End quote.
It's kind of funny to picture little Taylor Swift meticulously examining each tree for these hidden pods.
Yeah.
Especially since she was doing this from ages 5 to 10.
Wow.
Because she was, as she put it, too little to help lift trees.
It really is an interesting image, isn't it?
Yeah.
It also kind of speaks to her dedication and attention to detail, even at such a young age.
I know, it's almost like foreshadowing for her career, you know?
Yeah.
This meticulous, detail-oriented approach that's made her so successful.
That's an interesting observation. And, you know, this anecdote has actually kind of resurfaced recently because of all those viral videos warning people about praying mantis egg sacs on Christmas trees.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And people online were like amazed to learn this little tidbit about Taylor's past.
I bet it's not exactly the image that comes to mind when you think of a global pop star.
Not at all.
Right.
And some people have even pointed out how this story kind of highlights the fact that even the most famous people have humble beginnings, often filled with unexpected experiences.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Here you have this global superstar whose first job was literally picking bugs off of Christmas trees.
It is pretty amazing.
And it makes you think, like, do you think those early experiences, even the slightly creepy crawly ones, maybe played a role in shaping her work ethic or her outlook on life?
It's definitely something to think about. Praying mantises are actually considered beneficial insects.
Really?
Yeah, they're natural predators, which means they help keep gardens healthy by feasting on common pests like flies, moths, beetles.
Oh, so instead of using like chemical pesticides, you can just unleash a swarm of praying mantises. That's really cool. But wait, if they're so good for gardens, why were they such a big deal on the Christmas trees?
Well, you have to remember, context is everything.
Oh, okay.
A praying mantis might be a welcome guest in your garden.
Right.
But no one wants hundreds of baby mantises suddenly hatching in their living room.
Oh, that's true.
Plus, those egg sacs can be pretty unsightly.
Yeah.
Especially on a freshly cut Christmas tree.
Yeah, nobody wants that. So Taylor wasn't just saving families from a potential insect invasion.
Right.
She was also protecting her family's business.
Exactly. She was a dedicated employee.
Talk about a dedicated employee.
This whole story really highlights how interconnected things are,
Okay.
You have pop culture, personal anecdotes, and even ecology all kind of woven together.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even seemingly insignificant details can have like a ripple effect.
It's like that saying, for want of a nail, the shoe was lost. I mean, who knows, maybe if Taylor hadn't been so diligent about those egg sacs, those Christmas trees would have gone out with a few extra surprises.
Right.
And her family's business might have taken a hit.
It's a wild thought.
It's a wild thought.
And speaking of wild thoughts, this whole conversation has me thinking about the impact of early experiences.
Yeah.
We tend to think of childhood as like a carefree time, but it's also a period of intense learning and development. Our brains are like sponges, just soaking up everything around us.
You're right. And those early experiences, both big and small, can shape our personalities, our values, even our career paths.
Exactly.
In ways we might not even realize.
Exactly. So while Taylor Swift's first job might seem like just a quirky anecdote, it could have played a significant role in shaping who she is today.
Coldly.
Maybe those early mornings on the farm surrounded by nature instilled in her like a strong work ethic.
Right.
Or a love of storytelling, or even just a certain resilience in the face of, creepy crawlies.
Maybe it even sparked her creativity in some way.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine all the stories she must have overheard at the farm.
Right.
The characters that she encountered. The sights and the smells that filled her senses. It's like a whole world of inspiration just waiting to be tapped into.
That's a great point. And, this whole idea of the unexpected origins of success really resonates with me.
Yeah.
We often focus on the end result, the achievements, the fame, but we forget about the winding path.
Right.
That led to that point, the seemingly random experiences, the challenges overcome the lessons learned along the way.
It's like that quote, "The journey is the destination."
Oh, I like that.
Sometimes the most unexpected detours lead to the most interesting places.
Absolutely. And speaking of journeys, this deep dive has taken us down some pretty interesting paths.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We've learned about Taylor Swift's childhood, the ecological role of praying mantises, and even the potential impact of early experiences on her lives.
It's amazing how much we've uncovered just from that one little detail about her first job.
Right.
It really shows that there's always more to learn, even about people we think we know well.
Exactly. And sometimes the most seemingly trivial details can lead to the most fascinating insights.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective, about connecting the dots, about asking the right questions.
Okay.
And speaking of questions, what stands out to you from all this?
Honestly, I think it's that question of what if.
Yeah.
Like, what if Taylor hadn't spent those years on the Christmas tree farm inspecting trees for those little mantis pods?
Okay.
Would her music be different?
Right.
Would she even be the same Taylor Swift we know and love?
It's a fascinating thought experiment.
It really is.
It's impossible to say for sure.
Right.
But it makes you realize that every experience, no matter how small or strange, can have a ripple effect on our lives.
Absolutely. And it's a good reminder that there's often more to the story than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Like behind every successful person, every catchy song, every festive tradition, there's this whole tapestry of experiences, influences, and maybe even a few bug encounters that have shaped them along the way.
Well said. So the next time you're picking out your perfect Christmas tree, or maybe even spotting a praying mantis in your garden, take a moment to appreciate the hidden stories and unexpected connections that surround us. You never know what fascinating insights might be lurking just beneath the surface.
And hey, if you happen to find a praying mantis egg sac on your Christmas tree this year, maybe give a little nod to Taylor Swift.
I like that.
She was the OG mantis patroller.
That's a great point. who knows, maybe those tiny creatures are carrying a bit of that Taylor Swift magic. And with that thought, we'll leave you to ponder the unexpected origins of success, the interconnectedness of things. And maybe even the secret lives of happy holidays.
Happy holidays!
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall.